Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Carshénah with Voces, and I've got a great horror film for today. So stick around and let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome back. I've got a great horror film for you today. I'm really excited because I've been scouring and I've been looking and I haven't been able to find anything to review. That I know, it's so sad. I've been looking, I've been going back through everything, all of the streaming platforms. I've been looking at the old stuff, looking at the new stuff, and I just didn't have anything of worth to give to you guys until today. That is right. Today is the day that I found a good horror film that I think you guys should check out. It is called Don't Listen, or Voces, in the Spanish tongue for Voices. And it is a banger of a movie, and it was quite good. Let's move on with this review. This is going to be spoiler free because I do want you guys to check it out. But the biggest thing I do want to tell you is wait until the end. That is right. Somehow Netflix wants to, start up the ending credits and then it jumps through to like, oh, this is what you should be watching next. Or, oh, let's just jump past all the credits. And if any Marvel superhero movie has taught us anything, stay until the very end. Yeah, because I totally missed it until I saw somebody else's review on this movie and they mentioned it and I was like, what? Yeah. So stay into the end, go back and continue, click on that button that says watch the credits, because that is the only spoiler I will give you, is that you need to watch the very end. And I mean, it's not like Marvel where they give the big names, the principal names, and then they give you a scene. No, this movie makes you watch until the entire filmed in SAG-AFTRA union, actors are by blah, 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 and then they give you the scene. So make sure that you watch until the very end.
They always wake me up.
Who wakes you up?
The voices.
What do the voices want?
I'm not allowed to tell you.
It had a great poster, so that gave a good indication. It had a good trailer. Okay, I saw the trailer. It was pretty good, and I gave it the first 10 minutes. 10 minutes? You should be able to captivate me in 10 minutes, just like this show, right? But yes, within 10 minutes, if I don't get something that I can continue on with this show, you're out of here. I know, it's so sad. So I thought it was very pleasant. It gave, the horror music. It gave the setup, and it kind of deceived you even from the beginning. And this is what I'm talking about. In those 10 minutes, it deceived you. It was a red herring. In the very beginning, because you start to say, oh, okay, I see where this is going, and then you were dumbfounded that that's not where it was going. So kudos to everyone in this production for this movie. So this movie has three central characters. It has the husband and wife and their son Eric, and Eric is a troubled little boy. So with those three characters, you have mom, the dad, the kid, you start to find out the family dynamic. You start to see that the dad and the mom, they flip houses and they basically renovate them to resell them. And the kid is being bounced, about for each of those modeling jobs that they're doing for the homes. And it sort of left him sort of in an unstable state. Well, when they finally get this home, we find out, of course, from the dad that we put all our money in this home. We can't leave, even though they have this scary feeling, they can't leave. So they're basically trapped. Now, the good thing about this film is that they already get that out the way. They already tell you why they're there, and they already tell you why they can't leave. I'm tired of movies that you're just like, well, why didn't you leave? And it's like, oh, because you have no money. Well, why didn't you leave? Oh, because someone died. Or why didn't you leave? Those type of things. Other movies, they don't give you that information until well within the actual movie, like 30 or 45 minutes, and then you're just like, oh, okay, I understand why you can't leave the big scary house. This one tells you within like the first 10 minutes, like, oh, we can't leave because all our money is sunk into this house, and that's all she wrote. So we got it. Kudos to you. We also see in this film that they already started killing people, like right off the bat. That's what I'm talking about, a really good film. Like, it's not like it's a killing that happened per chance, that it's a killing that happened because someone invoked the gods. No, they just started killing right off the bat, and I was like, oh yes, this is my type of film. So you'll start to see that the killing was intentional, and the killing was surrounded by something that the little boy sort of is part of. And I'm not going to say that he did it himself, but I am going to say that he was part of the killing because of this type of possession that he's in, or the things that has been told to him. So let's just get that out of the way. They already start killing right off the bat in this film, and I was pretty happy about that. You didn't have to wait long. You didn't have to wait for a slow build. It was just like, boom, done. Let's get that first kill out the way so you can be shocked and horrified. And it didn't have the scary buildup. It did have some of the buildup, but it wasn't like you had to wait with the pacing of the movie. And that's another thing with this film, is the pacing of the film. At times it was slow, and at other times it was fast. So I didn't know if it was going to go in the direction of it's all going to go downhill from here, or if it's just going to all build from here and even get more elaborate. That's one of the things that I questioned about this film. I was like, is this going to be elaborate, or is this just going to be a normal, I have to wait until all the key players are in this film for me to find out? Well, it kind of was in between. So it did have a build, then it did elaborate, and then it slowed down, and then it got fast paced again. So I actually kind of like that. It was actually not that bad for that. So then the dad, being in his grief, he goes to find this psychology, sort of paranormal psychologist. And the guy talks about how he knows that there's people on the other side, given the fact that his wife died and he's just trying to find her. So he's having a book signing. He goes up to the guy and he basically breaks down, sort of clings on to someone that says there is life on the other side because of the voces, because of the voices. And then we find out in another cutscene that he did submit the audio that he heard that was his son's voice. And so the paranormal psychologist brings his daughter, which is also like his assistant, to the house to investigate. There's always an investigation, right? There's always a Ghostbuster. We always got to go investigate, which is really good because the daughter is sort of the skeptic. Even though her father is the one that like said, this is real stuff, and she's grown up in this sort of lifestyle of paranormal psychology, she's a skeptic. But out of respect and out of the love of her father, she helps him. She does certain things for him, such as like set up the monitors, all that good stuff, and visualize stuff. And, it helps. I kind of felt like this was more like an Insidious sort of setup, the way they had like their like listening devices, their little packs and everything. I thought, oh, that's so cute. You guys borrowed from Insidious because they had like the microphone, that's out there. They had like all this other equipment. And then I said, okay, now it's more like Poltergeist. So now we start seeing things of like, things moving. We start seeing things and we're like, okay, so I see where you got that from. So it becomes like, okay, so this is what paranormal psychology investigation looks like. I think it's a PSI. PPI. There you go. PPI. Paranormal Psychology Investigation. I don't know if that's a real thing, but I just made it up, so copyright that right now in the year 2022. But I just want to let you know that major characters are getting killed off one by one very easily. And it's good to see because it pushes the movie along. It propels the movie to continue going on. Now, the one thing that I will say If you're in a scary house, I don't care where your money is. Get out of there. You're remodeling. Tear the house down. Burn the house down. But no, they wait. They stay. And I don't know if they have this compelling argument to stay for like an exorcism or anything of that nature to exercise outside the house. But they just don't do anything of that nature. Like, I don't know. They're in Spain. Spain is one of the biggest countries of the Christian faith where there's a priest on like every corner, like a Starbucks. Literally. I don't know why they didn't go get Padre to come in the house, bless the house, exorcise whatever demons in that house, and then like be done with it. You know what I mean? But I digress. I mean, these are just the things that I think about when I see certain films, especially a film of this caliber that did very well. Now, also another thing that this movie had wrong with it was that, well, not wrong, I should say, but the one thing that the movie detailed a lot was that they are in the country of Spain, and hello, Spanish Inquisition, you got witches, so that already tells you that this is a witch movie, and a witch movie is gonna do what witch movies do. It's gonna bring in the witch, and she's gonna curse you, she's gonna do all her diabolical moo-ha-has all over you. And the thing about it is that during the Spanish Inquisition, I mean, that was one of the biggest atrocities that the world has seen during that time, of just naming people, blaming people, and killing people. And I can see why their spirits are unrested. Now, given the fact that there were some that, you know, were practicing of the dark arts, so bad on you. But with this film, how can you not know that this was about a witch? Like, I just don't understand. I mean, I digress. I think you should go and check it out. Check out what's going on, and then check out the dynamic of this film. It's got great pacing. It did give the jump scares, and it wasn't a jump scare just to have a jump scare, which I appreciate in this film, but they did do them very nicely. They did place them very nicely, and I appreciate that. So go check out Don't Listen on Netflix, currently streaming, and I kid you not, you will not be disappointed. My name is Carshénah with versefilmsproductions, and I can't wait to see you subscribe, like, and share, and hit those notification bells to let you know when I'm going to do another review. So go ahead and do so, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.